First and foremost, call all Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Krakadash. Give honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, Shalom. To the hopefully like men that scattered abroad, pushing this truth without sincerity. And also Shalom to a very few sincere sisters, right, that's really taking heed and getting order in these last days. I'm the brother Amawan coming to the video low when it's edifying. Right, straight into the point. Coming across a little clip, and it just made me think about the time that we're finna walk into, right, known as Jacob's trouble, according to the book of Jeremiah 30 and sound, which I will grab, right? But here you have it, right? The women, we speak a lot about the women because we know that 2/3 that will be cut off and die is mainly women, and this is why we tell you about the scripture of Isaiah 4:1. Why in that day you would not care that if this man has 16 wives or not, you were willing to be the 17th or the additional wife to that man's household, especially when the Lord is dealing with that man. Because nothing but hell is coming to America throughout the four corners of the earth, but mainly America the most, right? And who's going to catch a lot is the women, So here you have it. Like I said, this is like just a little foreshadow of what's to come. So here you have it. It says fake DoorDash drivers are targeting and robbing women in Atlanta, in Metro Atlanta, right? Decatur, Lithonia, Conyers, and Covington, right? It says please be careful, right? And they doing this while the system is still up, even though it's raggedy, but it's still up. So just imagine how bad it's going to get when the system collapse, right? We talk about the scriptures talk about like how women going to be booty in that day, right? Meaning a spoil. Right, a woman gonna be is a commodity, a collateral, right? I forgot that's another word, But end of the day, right? Woman gonna be traded off. A lot of women gonna be put to death. That's just the reality to it, But let me play this clip, and I think about hopefully my train of thought comes back.
My door. DoorDash.
Yes, ma'am. I don't know the apartment.
Covington police are issuing a warning and asking for help to identify the man heard on doorbell camera claiming to have a DoorDash delivery. Police think the man used that as a ploy to break into apartments at the Wellington Ridge apartment complex. This incident happened around 2:30 in the morning Wednesday.
What name on it?
Chris.
Covington police shared.
Salakia. I had a phone call that just came through. Right, but let me keep playing that.
The suspect. They say he was last seen wearing a black hoodie, a gray face mask, black gloves, black pants, and tan shoes. So again, if you recognize this individual, you know anything about this, you are asked to get in touch with Covington Police. But for now, that is the latest here live in Covington. I'm Brooks Honor for Good Day Atlanta.
All right, Brooke, thank you.
Right, so there you have it. Right, so, this dude is trying to break in to do Lord knows what, but most likely it's to take something. Right, either he's taking her, the spoils inside her crib, as far as food, whatever. Jake, these young niggas, right, they be looking for money anyway, anything they can pawn, but it just goes to show you, I'm just seeing a foreshadow of things, right? These dudes are trying to break in using fake DoorDash, to get inside these women cribs, right? And we already been saying the woman as a weaker vessel, you're going to have to understand that you're going to need a man inside that day, man, right? But let me grab a couple of scriptures right quick. Right, because stuff like this should put fear. It should strike that fear into you, man. Matter of fact, I'm going to read this one right quick. Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, read that from the top. Right. It says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach, right? Because think about it, the Lord is coming to redeem the elect and who's ever attached with them. So, hey, with that being said, you want to be up in this man's house. You don't want to be caught out here by yourself, because a woman cannot be out here by herself, man. She will not get delivered by herself. You know? And the time that we're coming into, you will not be able to defend yourself. You know? But it's going to be so bad that the Lord will have an elect man to take in more than, you know, hey, sometimes it may be just one, you know. But for other brothers, hey, it may be, it may be 16, 17, 6, 5, 4, whatever. It's a completion of number, you know, because it is a shameful thing for a woman to not be married, you know. And the time that we're coming into, you're going to need that hedge of protection, man. Jeremiah 30, verse 7. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, right? So the elect man's going to be saved out of it, right? That means the females that's up under his household, right, will be saved as well. You know, this is what we're trying to tell you about the story of the prophecy of Isaiah 4:1. You know, this is the true meaning of it, because we know we're trying to actually help y'all. We're trying to be delivered, you know. But, you know, a lot of women see it as, oh, he was want to fuck on a lot of women, you know. That's going to have to be explained, because that's how we're going to bring back the 2/3, you know. The Lord said we're going to be fruitful and multiply, you know. But, and that's just showing the love that we have for y'all. Like, hey, man, you better find your brother that believes, you know, so you can be delivered. You know, because like I said, Jeremiah 30:7, right, when this shit get real, which we're seeing it getting closer and closer to that day, hey, you won't be seeing no headlines like this. It may be a power outage, maybe a grid collapse, and this shit gonna be going on the daily by the second, you know. So it's just something quick. Excuse me. Matter of fact, gotta bring this out in Isaiah 32. I read both of them, Isaiah 32:2. A man shall be as a hiding place from the wind. Right, this destruction that's coming, man. Right, a man of the Lord is going to be your protection in that day from shit like this. You know, it says, and a cover from the tempest, as the rivers of water in the dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Right, so that's how beautiful a man is going to be in that day. Also, go to the book of Isaiah 13:12. It's the man shall be as a Before I even misquote it, let me go ahead and run to it right quick. Isaiah 13:12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even than the golden wedge of Ophir. Right. So with that being said, you're gonna know that this man is a chosen man. He was rare. Let me latch on to him, right? Because it's running real. It's getting real, you know, crazy outside. You know, Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech, right? And the Lord speak through his servants, the prophets, to warn, right? The Lord said, hey, give them warning from me. You know, you hear this and you want to incline yourself to get into the good standards of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Hey, search out for a man of the Lord while the doors of mercy are open. You know, because we come to once shit hit the fan, that'd be significant to let you know at the time of the doors of mercy are closed, right? And a lot of our women are in the ease spirit, thinking it's not going to go down, right? But these types of articles keep coming out and keep making headlines on a lot of different platforms, man. You know, the signs is clear. You know, you might want to take heed. Many days and years shall you be troubled, ye careless women, for the venture shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, scrip you and make you bear, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. And that's the only reason we tell you to be trembling, because the thing about it is, only reason the young nigga ain't really just bust through her shit is because of the system. He thinking about the consequences that can come behind it if he gets caught, right? So when shit hit the fan and there's no system up, niggas not worrying about getting caught. Niggas finna go for what they know. They're not worrying about no consequences of going to jail. You know, and this is what we're trying to, you know, push onto you women so you can understand. When this shit get real, you're going to see niggas in a brute beast estate. Right? So I'm going to close out with this. Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm going to give our honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushua by Hashem Kakadash. And on to the next one. Shalom.